I mean, clearly Supreme has a problem with resellers because while they're obviously necessary towards the brand, it's gotten to the point where like they outnumber actual customers like 9 to 1.
Resellers are typically hated for what they do, both by the consumers they sell to and the brands they profit off of. Despite achieving various levels of success, a reseller is usually seen as the bad guy.
I think in Asia, the stigma is not as bad as it is in America. It's actually just accepted. You know, people resell anything. Oddly enough, like I think people hustle a lot in America to make money, but I don't know why there's such a stigma against reselling. I personally think it's not to the best benefit of the culture when everything is so monetarily driven.
Every single business in America is based off of reselling, whether it's reselling computer parts, reselling at a 99-cent store. The word reselling in Supreme has grown to be like a negative term, but everywhere else in the world, it's a mutual term that everybody uses when it comes to buying and selling anything.
But Supreme resellers are hated because it's some sort of taboo.
I mean, everyone's considered a reseller honestly in the game because if you buy a piece and you know that it's worth more, you're gonna sell it for the market value that it's worth, and that in itself is being a reseller, even if you don't intend to make it, to buy it for a profit.
You know, with the internet, with resale culture, you sort of learn, you cop one thing, and then when you sort of get tired of it or you want to move on to the next thing, you can move what you just got or something you don't wear as much, turn that into a profit for as much as what you paid, if not a little more than what you paid, and use that to fund the next purchase. People spend a lot of money on drugs, but you can't necessarily resell used drugs.
I know kids, and I respect them. I totally respect them because they could be out here robbing motherfuckers and have it, you know what I'm saying, fucked up out here in these streets, but no, they go into a place like Supreme, where they go into bait, you know, when it's a hot drop, where they go into the APCs when Kanye got a collaboration. You got kids that's dedicating their time and effort into the hustle, which I respect.
I think there's parallels with the stock market when you look at Supreme and around the sneaker world specifically. Kids are learning a lot about the economics of trading and certainly the fluctuation of price around goods. And that can be a good thing that could lead to, you know, it could lead them into certain businesses in the future.
I think a lot of people are quick to kind of shit all over resellers and that whole secondary market, but ultimately, that's part of the brand. That's part of the brand's DNA when they launched, was that things were limited. And that's something that they've never changed. So for people to get mad about that and be like, oh, Supreme should make more so more people can get it. I mean, this is just what they've been doing since the beginning. Just because someone's discovering it for the first time and wants to get a piece of the action and unfortunately can't, like, that's part of the brand.
I honestly think, like, people are finding a new way to make money, and I think it's like it gives us an opportunity to make a lot of money and not have to work at these like shabby jobs for $7.50 an hour, and I think that's really the coolest aspect about it.
I mean, you learn how to like essentially run a business by yourself at the age of 16 without having to go to college and pay $70,000 of tuition at all, which is extremely helpful because like in this day and age, it's good to know how to do your own thing as opposed to just work for somebody else.
You could be trapping, you could be laying niggas down, it's a lot of shit you could be doing. You could damn sure not be selling fucking t-shirts.
First and foremost, reselling is a business, but that doesn't mean these guys aren't enjoying the hustle.
I just want box logo stickers and like a t-shirt, that's it.
Well, can you get that any other day?
Yeah, you can, but camping out was kind of fun.
Yeah? Are you a hypebeast then?
Yeah, I'm a hypebeast.
If you can't beat them, join them. So I'd rather hang out with them, chill, politic. You get to know some of these dudes. Actually, you're finding out a lot of stuff about like the brands itself, where you can find stuff that's sold out. You meet a lot of these guys that do resale, and some of them be actual good contacts. And none of these guys are bad guys. It's just clothes. It's just a culture, just like anything else.
I've met some of my bestest friends online, man. And it's sad because, you know, we don't fuck with each other mostly unless it's on the line. But, you know, when you're on the line, we're friends again, till the door opens at least. You know, it builds a relationship. You're out there camping with the same guys over and over and over and over. For every different fucking release, you're out here on the same line with the same people. You have no choice but to become friends.
Even if you get shitted on by the fucking staff at the store, at least you're not selling drugs and going to jail.
The value of Supreme is only maintained by the people that buy it, who they don't give a fuck about. It's literally drugs. It's literally drugs. A crack dealer don't give a fuck about no crack fiend.
Yo guys, I can't have you here.
So here's the big question. What does Supreme think about resellers? It's no secret the brand isn't exactly a fan of the people who flip their product. In a 2002 interview with streetwear blog Riff Trooper, James Jebbia said he doesn't like reselling simply because it makes the brand unaffordable. If it were up to him, someone would buy Supreme only because they plan on wearing it and not selling.
Do you think it's unfair to people who've been waiting a long time?
I think life isn't fair and they choose to be here, so that's on them.
Supreme and the resellers is a love and hate relationship.
They don't like the reselling aspect. If you get caught handing someone money in the store or in front of the store, they'll kick you right the fuck out.
But I do know that sometimes they know who sells, who tries to resell. So they know them because they line up every week. They tell them you can't come anymore. You're not allowed in the store anymore.
The fact that sometimes the price difference between what they paid for it and what they're selling it for is just absolutely ridiculous. Sometimes it's double the price, sometimes it's triple. If it's collaboration, sometimes people are marking it up 8 times the amount that they sold it for. It becomes a bit difficult to defend a reseller. When you triple the price or quadruple the price, you're being a bit abusive. So I'm sure that in the eyes of Supreme, that it's not something that they support at all, and there's no reason for them to.
By it going for so much more on the aftermarket, it shows people that it's like more valuable. Like kids will want to get it for retail because then they'll be like, oh, I have a hoodie worth $300 to like impress their friends. So I think reselling actually is like a huge part of like Supreme's hype in general, and it's kind of essential to keeping the brand so like cool to everyone.
If they wanted it to stop, they could make it stop very easily by producing 3 times as much stuff or selling to department stores or whatever, which they don't want to do. And as long as they don't mind sharing the profits with their customers, which in a way is kind of, you know, it could be seen as idealistic.
I have to think that some level they respect, they want us there, they enjoy having us there. But at the same time, on a store level, you know, the management, the employees, you know, they make it very clear that they don't like us, they don't fuck with us.
And it's basically free promotion for them.
You'd go to the t-shirt, you touch it, and the guy would come up behind you and be like, you can't touch it till you buy it. Like, they were really, really, really stingy about their stuff just to like, honestly, just to fuck with people. Like, there's no reason not to for them. They're gonna sell it either way, might as well fuck with people while they're doing it.
I mean, Supreme's not a store where they're scared to, you know, treat you like shit in a way. You know, they don't give a fuck. They'll give you all the attitude in the world. They'll tell you they don't give a fuck. You know, they don't care about you, they don't care about what you want to buy, they don't give a shit about it. They got somebody else that'll buy every single item in there. We're replaceable, you know, and they know it.
That's where people go wrong. Like I said earlier, it's more so we need Supreme. They see that Supreme needs them more than they need Supreme, but in reality, it's the other way around. You know, if Supreme wasn't there selling clothes every week, 70% of the resellers would be broke.
My family is supportive because they know that I'm working. They do support me 100% because I'm not doing anything negative. I'm just trying to put some money in my pocket.
My parents just think like the whole culture is really stupid. Because I mean, it is kind of like nonsensical when you break it down. And I think them just not understanding the brand, they just think it's dumb, like the whole thing with the prices and kids lining up for like t-shirts and like people paying $250 above for hoodies and stuff.
I agree. It doesn't make very much sense about how it works, selling t-shirts and shoes for that much money, but we're on the other end of the trade. We're the ones making the money, and as long as we're out there making our own money, being independent and doing our own thing, it's fine.
They think it's stupid, but they do see that I'm like working hard, like always shipping out packages on eBay, like taking care of my business and making my own money. So they think that aspect of it's cool. They just think the culture that I make my money off of is kind of stupid.
I mean, I did major in business. I've learned more business skills from, I wouldn't say all, but it does help and add on to what I have learned. I mean, you only learn what they teach you in college, you know? You get book smart, but you can never get street smart.
She's more of a mom, I guess, like more like get your grades up, stuff like that. And then my dad is like supportive, but he's also like following my mom because like she's like his wife, like.
So yeah, my parents are extremely happy about me essentially running my own business. They couldn't care less about it being Supreme or anything else. It's just learning how to run my own business, like shows them that I'm not smoking crack on the corner instead of fucking like learning how to sell clothes.
Despite the criticisms it faces, reselling is no different than running any other type of business. From building relationships to aggressive competition, it's undeniable that many resellers can only be defined as entrepreneurs. At the end of the day, they have ultimately benefited Supreme, creating a force unlike anything seen in streetwear before, both in hype and profit. Without resellers, Supreme would not be the cultural powerhouse that it is today.
Like, I really do like running a business, like just running like the small business that I have, like selling stuff every couple of days. Like, it is kind of fun to build something up and to work at it and to do the and to pay the cost of doing business and earn the profits. But I'm not sure if I want to do something with business, but it has made me interested in that kind of stuff.
Well, the goal of Cop vs. Drop right now is that after essentially I graduate school, or even earlier than that, is that we want to open a full-time store in New York City. That's essentially like Reselling in LA, but in New York, because they don't have one right now in New York that does Supreme, Bape, like Jordan, Nike. They have Fight Club, but that's purely shoes, and it's actually kind of like hard to sell in there. So we want to open like a full-time Supreme and Bape consignment shop.
I'm reselling until I can't resell no more, until I find a good 9-to-5 that's gonna pay me, you know, the dollar amount I need to stop reselling. You know, I'd much rather have, you know, a good career. I'd much rather be behind the camera working at Complex with you, Emily. But, you know, I don't have a fucking degree. I don't have credentials. You know what I mean? I fancy myself a pretty intelligent guy, and I've always been able to fit into any atmosphere and anything I've ever tried, which is great for me. But, you know, to get a door open for me to do something else, you know, if it opens one day, then I'm out of here. But for now, you know, it's reselling. It's reselling, reselling, reselling.
My girlfriend, she sometimes doesn't get it, but she's supportive. She doesn't understand why we do it, which a lot of people from the outside, they don't get it. But once you're on the inside, they understand me.
So it's an experience.
Basically, you know, you eat McDonald's at 4 o'clock in the morning, smoke cigarettes, smoke weed, drink lean. We get it fucked up, we get it krilled. You know how we rocking out here.
And where do you get the money to buy this?
I work.
What do you do?
I sell drugs.
Well, right now I don't have a job, but hopefully my mom will hold me up until I get a job.
I know what the fuck y'all doing.
Well, I'm a high school teacher, so I know how kids are. Anything for fashion and to be cool and to fit in, so I think it's great.
Tell us what we're waiting for today.
You're waiting for a Michael Jordan Supreme release.
And are you a fan of Jordan?
Absolutely.
And how many NBA titles has he won?
I believe 10.
And are you a Jordan fan?
OD.
And how many NBA titles has he won? So how many NBA titles did he win?
Is you trying to play me right now?
So what are you lining up for today?
I'm lining up for this Yankees Supreme collab.
Are you a fan of the Yankees?
Never. Hate baseball. Shit is trash.
Why are you buying it?
Because it's Supreme.
So you're thirsty like that?
Ooh, tengo la sed.
What do you do for work?
You know, I trap. Nah.
Okay, what else?
What else? Oh, I got some.
Oh, the bag?
Oh, I got a tote bag. I don't
Oh.
need that. I'm gonna wipe my ass with this later.